Yeah, shame-free life.
You know, shame-free life family, that baby boy syndrome is for real. I had a very good conversation with someone earlier, and we began to dialogue, this in this group session of brothers just, we're just coming together and just having real talk, single, married, divorcees, just having real talk from a male perspective. And when I talk about that baby boy syndrome, whenever a father is not present in that son's life, and I'm not talking about paying child support, I'm talking about present spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, socially, to give that son a blueprint of what manhood is. Now, regardless if you're with the mother or not, that's insignificant, and it doesn't matter at this point. The responsibility is the most important thing. And giving that son a blueprint for manhood. What does manhood look like, as opposed to what social media says, what your friends, your homeboys say, your classmates say? No, this is what manhood looks like as you begin to find your own way in life. When that's not done, oftentimes that mother will coddle and baby that son. And the son growing up may have been abandoned by the father, rejected by the father, dealing with a MIA father, or a POW father, a prisoner of war, which means that father is bound by addictions and delinquency. That father is emotionally, mentally, and spiritually unavailable. So that son has to fend for himself as far as trying to figure out what manhood is. And oftentimes, he'll get it wrong rather than getting it right. Trial and error. So when a true man who has been a baby boy himself, or who has led a life of delinquency, immaturity, but have come to a place of inner healing and spiritual perspective, have risen to the occasion of manhood. When he comes into the life of that mother, there may be some conflict concerning that baby boy syndrome. See, the baby boy syndrome, he is immature, though he may be a man. And any man who comes into the household or that the mother entertains, there may be some hidden undercurrent of a conflict. Because in the mind of baby boy, I don't know, who is this dude? Because he doesn't respect authority from a male perspective. And I get it, because I was a baby boy. The mother becomes just like the movie that Tyrese Gibson played in. And in many ways, he is still acting out that baby boy syndrome even now as a man. He just has more money. And I highly respect Tyrese, and, I love his work, but that's just the truth. Real talk. So the mother becomes the baby boy's wife in a sense. It's like inordinate affections that's taking place. So no man coming in that household is going to be worthy of his mother. No man that's entertaining his mother is going to fit the bill of baby boy, because that's baby boy's position. And so there's going to always be some conflict. And so what I'm hearing from a lot of brothers and other men, that, you have to have the grace on your life to really understand the psychology of a baby boy. And if you have the grace on your life to be able to maintain your position with the mother while trying to bring baby boy out of his own mental and emotional imprisonment of immaturity. A lot of men don't have that patience. They don't have that grace on their lives. So they're like, hey, listen, Deuce, I'm out, man. I ain't got time for this. I didn't create this monster. I didn't create this Frankenstein. I'm not trying to fix somebody else's problem. But then you have those that do have the grace, they do have the patience, and I applaud them. But the reality is that women oftentimes will coddle, baby their son, not push the son out of the nest, not make a demand on the son, not set appropriate and necessary boundaries as it relates to ushering him into manhood, but will allow him to live life as a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, but this is now a grown adult male that doesn't know what it means to become a man as of yet. And so you have, a certain sect of men that just don't have that grace on their life. And they're like, listen, I'm at a season of introspection, of peace, want to have someone to build with, want to have someone that I can grow with spiritually, that we can become a fortress of a marriage. But what I don't have time is to deal with the antics and to deal with the hidden competition of a baby boy. So it's something to think about. I mean, that's real talk. We oftentimes don't have those real talks concerning the gaslighting and concerning the underlying manipulation and competition. And oftentimes when you begin to address those issues as a man to the woman, there may be some pushback if she's not used to having a real man in her life. Not a real man that's going to just drop the hammer and have this, this iron fist of authority, but a man who could be loving, a man who can show you the love of God, a man who can just, hey, listen, I understand, I get it, because I was that, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. I was that. And I'm just here to try to help to create a launching pad for baby boy to take off into manhood. But what I don't need is for you to push back when I'm coming to help, because now it's a tag team match. You and baby boy against me. And some of you sisters may have the same issue going on as it relates to the baby girl syndrome, that you stepped into this man's life to be a helpmeet, not a hellmate. And you want to take her shopping. You want to teach her what it means to be, a woman, because her mother failed in that area. And so you're not there to take the mother's place. You're there to just be a healthy alternative to what she's seen. And now you're getting pushback from the man that's in your life, and you're getting pushback from the baby girl. So if you have grace to sustain the situation, that's wonderful. But oftentimes we have to be real with ourselves and look in the mirror. Do I truly have the grace to entertain the baby boy, the baby girl, and possibly push back from him or her as it relates to the one that you are connected with relationally? As I always say, and I will continue to say, that your life begins when you say so. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life. Yeah. Shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life.